uh, there's this thing what you call desire. In other words, there was once a fisherman who lived in a pigsty, pig pen. He was so poor, and then he went to fishing one day and he caught this fish, and the fish started to talk. And he was surprised that the fish started to talk, and the fish said, "If you release me, I will give you whatever you desire." So he was quite surprised that the fish would offer him that, but he was game with that. So the fish said, "Okay, what do you want?" He said, "Well, I want a mansion. I want a big house. I don't want to live in a pigsty anymore." And so he let the fish go. The fish said, "If you let me go, you'll get your wish." And let the fish go. And then when he came back to the place where he lived, there was a mansion. So he was so happy. So he went to the house, he saw his wife in the house, in the mansion, and she said, "What happened?" And he told her what happened with the fish. And she said, "Oh, you stupid old man. You should have asked for a castle." Right? So anyway, she sent him back. So he went and he caught the fish again, and the fish came back, and he told the fish, "Well, my wife wants a castle. She's not happy with the mansion." So he went home back, and there was a castle. And so he was king, and she was queen, and so on in the castle. And then after a few months or so, the wife said she's not happy with the castle. She wants a palace. So she went back. He went back, talked to the fish gave him what he wanted, and he came back, and there was a palace. And then they became emperors, and so on. So she was empress, and he was emperor. So after about 6 months or so, the wife said, "Well, this is not enough. I need more. So I want to be God." So she sent the fisherman back to the river. He caught the fish, and then told the fish what his wife wanted. Said she wanted to be God. He says, "Okay, go ahead, go back. Your wish is granted." He came back and he looked back, and he said there was a pigsty again. It was a pig pen again. So he said, he went back to the fish and said, "What happened?" He says, "Well, God exists everywhere, even in the pig pen. So you got your wish." Right? What does this story illustrate? It illustrates that we create our own troubles through our desires. It's through our desire that we create our troubles. My favorite one is the credit card, as always I said. The person goes and gets a credit card, and then he mounts up the credit card, he buys all of the stuff and everything. And when he can't pay the credit card, he comes to the Swami. He says, "Swami, God is very hard with me." I said, "What?" He says, "Well, I have all this credit. Can God help me clear this credit up? Can you give me a mantra?" And so, who created it? Her. So she had to go through the punishment of the karma, the cycle of the karma. And so she loses the house and everything. But meanwhile, Swami is still supporting her. Because what is happening? In the process of going through the distress of paying back the credit card or paying back the mortgage, she needs spiritual help, spiritual energy. And so she is able to get that from the Swami, from the knowledge and so on. And then next time she goes to buy something, she'll think carefully before she buys it. So the whole idea is that we create our thing through our desires. Now, a good example is when there's a story between the guru and the disciple. The disciple was with the guru for many years, and they're in this forest, and they have nothing but the little house they have, and they meditate, and there's no attachment, And the disciples, of course, they're not attached to anything. So this one disciple came up to the guru and said he wants a cat for a pet. The Guru says, no, you can't have a cat. You can't have a pet. So he insisted that he wants a pet. So one day the Guru decides to go on a pilgrimage, and he left the ashram. And so the disciple was on their own. He tells the disciple to take care of your ashram. So this one disciple decided he's going to get his pet. So he went and got a cat. But then, the cat wanted milk. So he couldn't get no milk, so he had to get a cow. So he brought the cow, and he was able to get the milk from the cow to feed the cat, right? But then the cow needed grass. So now, he had to get land. So he went and he got some land, and started to get a cow and so on. So when he got the land for the cow was able to eat the grass. But then the cow started to have many cows and so on, right? And so he needed help, so he had to get a wife, because he couldn't manage it on his own. So he finally got a wife, and the wife, of course, was helping with the farming and so on. And eventually she got pregnant, of course, and she had some kids. So then she had to feed the kids also. So they had to plant some gardens and crops and so on. So finally, there were lots of all these kids in the land. There's crops, there's cows and so on. And so the Guru came back from his pilgrimage, and he saw all these things. He saw the cows, he saw the land and the house and the wife and the children and everything. And this didn't happen when he left, right? So he went to the disciple and said, you got the cat, right? Yes, he got the cat. It was the cat that caused all of this. So one desire. So when we create one desire, we create all of this other desires. And so if you are thinking about looking for happiness, you have to look for contentment. In other words, you have to get what you want and work with that. And be satisfied with what you want. Now, nothing wrong with desires, as long as you're willing to work for it. If you want a Mercedes-Benz and you don't have one, you can pray and ask God for a Mercedes-Benz. But remember now, it's going to require that you probably work overtime, probably work 2 jobs, probably work hard, save your money, don't eat out anymore, and then you will be able to save that money for the Mercedes-Benz. So everything can come to you as long as you desire it, right? But you must be able to work for that desire. Nothing comes just like that. So happiness now is when we create it in our mind between each other also. For example, if a husband or wife wants love, or a boyfriend or girlfriend wants love, they create a desire and they expect the love to happen. So when it doesn't happen, they quarrel. Well, it's my birthday and you didn't wish me happy birthday, or I wanted to go to dinner and you didn't take me to dinner. Okay? Why? The person didn't want to take him to dinner, or maybe the person had something else to do, or maybe the person is thinking differently. See, we estimate that other people think the same thing we think, and that's not true. Everybody thinks differently. So when we expect to go to the movies tonight, and we're expecting the partner to go with us, and then we go home and the person says, no, we're not going to the movies. Then you get angry. It's all because your thinking is different from their thinking at that moment. Now what creates that? is created by the universe and also by you, by your action. Right? It's for lack of knowledge. If you know that a person is having a bad day, why would you want to go to the movies or a party? That's not going to happen. Okay, if you're confused, let me give you an example. When you're sick and you have a fever, can you think about dating at that time? No. You can only think about how to get well. You're only thinking about how to get well from that sickness. Because the condition of your mind is at that moment like that. So, until that sickness ends, you don't feel like you want to go on a date anymore. You don't want to even go to eat something nice. Because the condition of your mind and your body is now going to determine how you feel and how you act. Now we have a system which some of you are aware of, which is life code, tells you when it's a bad day and a good day, when it's a negative day, when it's a positive day. So you don't want to go to your boss and ask for a raise on a negative day. Because you will not get the raise, you will probably get fired. You want to ask him on a positive day, when his mind is in a positive and your mind is in a positive condition. That's when you will get what you want. So happiness now comes to the point that you have to be aware of the universe. You have to be aware of how the universe works. Now, like I said in that paper, happiness is the key to having knowledge, how you eat, how you sleep. Obviously, if you're sleeping, you didn't get no sleep that night, you're going to be in a rotten mood. Or you didn't rest well, you're in a rotten mood. So somebody comes and asks you to make love or go to a movie or go to a dating, they'll say no. And I'm sure sometimes you wonder why people say no. And it hurts you also. Because you care for this person, and you love this person, and you go to talk to them, and then they reject you, and you want to know why. So this is what creates unhappiness. Unhappiness is the condition of the mind. So when you sleep well, you eat well, and you have knowledge of your universe and your day will go well too. So I'm sure some of you have experienced that when you looked at the life code and you thought it was a negative day, you said, okay, hold back, I'm not doing it today. Tomorrow is a positive day, I'll do it tomorrow. So, what am I talking about? I'm talking about cycles. Our body have what you call cycles. Someday you'll feel down, someday you'll feel up. Some months you'll feel down, some months you'll feel up. Some years you'll feel good, some years you'll feel bad. Okay? Now, let's talk about the cycles. Suppose you're running a down cycle in a month, right? That's surely not the month you want to plan a wedding. Because it will be down, you will feel down. So your body is like a clock. It tells you how you feel and when you should do things. So your body follows this wave cycle so that you can know when to do something that's going to benefit you and know when not to. Of course, we have it a little more precise in the life code.